Mr. Raghuvamshi, kindly tell us about your current posting and also the challenges you face so far in the police service as an IPS officer.
Sir, as you know, I am 2013 batch IPS officer. Joined with West Bengal cadre being allotted. I've joined the service for training in 2013 December, and by 2015 we are into our districts. My first posting was as GPO, then comes as additional SP, and today I'm SP Alipurdwar, currently posted as. The challenges, more than the challenges, it's about how we got used to this set of change in the work environment, because I used to work earlier in a private company. So that was more of a consultant job. But here, once we have joined the service, the kind of impact which we could make to in the lives of a number of people, directly or indirectly, is always it always gives a sense of satisfaction, because it's not quantifiable. Be it a small incident of a recovery of a missing girl or a missing boy, that how much it matters to that particular family. It cannot be expressed on, or it cannot be quantified in terms of monetary values. But when they come back with a box of sweets, homemade sweets to the office, thanking the police, thanking my officers, thanking me, that joy is unexplainable. So that is how the service has been, yes, but it also comes with a lot of challenges. Challenges per se is with regards to the world is moving at a digital speed, at a WhatsApp speed, and the governments or the systems are still yet to cope up with such a kind of speed. So that's where at times the expectations of the public may not match with the available speed at which we work, but the constant development which is happening in the government sphere also, I think in a lot of cases, in a lot of incidents, we are matching that speed too. So that is for one of the primary challenge, which as a person coming with a background of engineering would always feel in public service. And second challenge is definitely being a police officer, to explain to the public the importance of law, that it is equal towards everybody, it is fair towards everybody. So at times it may so happen that a number of people are ignorant to a number of laws and rules currently there in the society. So explaining to them, convincing them, and doing the job in a very tactful manner is the biggest challenge, because we are a civilian force. Whatever reaction, whatever action we take is against our own men, our own families, our own public. So convincing them, explaining them the position, and negotiating with them might not look like a core police job from the outside, like the Singham movie or the Dabang movies, which keeps taking place. But that's not the true reality. That is, it is true to a certain extent, but that is not the reality. The reality is we deal with our own people. So we have to be much more humble and polite and explain to the public. And the moment we start taking them into confidence, our job looks very simple. So that is a big element of our job, is basically discussion, persuasion, and negotiation with the public. And that comes over time, and that comes over time, and also with a lot of energy which needs to be invested into it. Having said that, it also becomes a bit difficult in the initial days, because I am from Andhra Pradesh. I am not so used to Bengali language, but a good amount of persuasion and negotiation can only take place once you learn the language. So the core essence of All India services is like creating a cadre which are working across the country. Makes us believe, once we start learning other languages and once we start understanding their culture, that is how we spread that sense of All India services across the country. And that is one of the biggest contribution to the country by any All India service officer, and also the biggest challenge for any All India service personally, to learn the language, excel at it, master at it, and speak to them, which they can also appreciate, not by just words, but also by understanding the culture of that particular location. So that is the second challenge which I always feel as a police officer, although it may not look completely in tune with the movies of how a police officer or how an IPS officer looks around kind. That is, I think, one of the reasons also why a good number of IPS officers talk to public and also talk to people so much, because they are used to this kind of, they are forced to do this persuasion and negotiation and also discussion with the public, which is good in a way, because that's how we understand the culture of the society where we are working with. The third challenge is it's about my own force, which a number of people doesn't understand, but I would take this opportunity because all the aspirants who are preparing, they will also understand how police works, because a constable or a sub-inspector or an ASI, whom actually I am leading currently in the district of around 700 to 800 strength. Now we are expecting from them to be polite, to be humble, to be sensitive towards crimes, to be sensitive while talking on the road, to be aware of the laws, to be aware of the forensics, to be aware of what is happening in the society, to collect intelligence, and also work for more than 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Expecting this from a normal human being is a bit too much. So at times it may so happen that keeping the morale of my own officers, despite so many challenges, is the biggest challenge for any police officer, because they work under immense pressure of technical, non-technical, human resources, manual resources, physical resources and all, but still keeping up their morale high, motivating them time and again, and getting the work done and getting the public service done on the right time is the biggest challenge, which might be there in any other department. But one particular individual who is generally recruited based on a 12th class pass out or a graduate pass out, expecting him to be a superhuman, which is an expectation of the society too from a police officer, superhuman, and to keep up to that expectation of the public is the biggest challenge which we always face in the society. And so far we have been doing a very good job in this country, and I'm sure when young officers and young IPS officers more and more they keep joining and through this examination, I'm sure it will be much more empathized way, so that I want to make them appreciate that even when you start talking to anybody outside the exam center while they are frisking you, or when somebody has stopped you on the road talking to you, yes, he must have been going through a lot of challenges within himself, within his family, but still he's doing his job on the road. So yes, expecting him to be polite is definitely desirable and should be, but I just want everybody to empathize with his problems also. So at this point of time, as an officer, yes, my challenge is to keep that morale high while giving the public service at the right time and in the right way. So these are the three major challenges, sir, which I would like to highlight as an IPS officer. The third one is definitely purely professional challenge. The first two are probably more of in all India services kind of challenge. Yes, sir.